Good morning and happy Thursday, scholars, or if you're doing makeup work, whenever you are watching it. Um, Make sure to try and come to class next Wednesday and Thursday at 10 or 11 a.m., depending on what class period I have for you for. But do remember to come to office hours if you do have any questions, especially since you missed the live class. Today they're going to be from 2:40 to 4 p.m., Friday 11:30 to 12:50. And if those times don't work for Friday, just let me know and I'll try and figure out another time to support you. So this week, scholars, we've really been investigating and jumping into a deep study of character. And we've been doing that since the beginning of the quarter, thinking about our identity maps and how we would describe people. Even just this week itself, we have been working on Will's character traits in the book Popularity. We've been kind of in between on different character traits and how we would describe them. Some say bitter or sarcastic, uncaring or ruthless, clever or observant, determined, and there's lots of other ones. Some people are saying shy, maybe, um, about how he's kind of always taking a step back from the group in the center, waiting for his moment. I don't know if I would say shy. Um, but yeah, so another thing that we've been working on is our theory chart. So thinking about how our thought process and knowledge changes as we keep reading and gaining more information. And so one example of our theory chart was bitter or sarcastic at the beginning, so how he hates picking the clovers with the Allens, how he's been doing it for 6 months. And then we see a slight change and shift. To where we suddenly see Will becoming hopeful, hoping to become the second funniest kid in his grade, hoping and imagining new roles that he would play as a part of this new group. So today, readers, we're going to continue working on analyzing character traits. And I really want us to think about how some character traits matter more than other character traits and how that influences the story and why. Where are we getting this text evidence? So just a reminder about some character traits that we have, that these are just some options, but these are not all of them. And remember, character traits are how we would describe people. They were descriptive language. So some could be adventurous, active, bossy, brave, brilliant, calm, bully, charismatic, charming, clever, confident, cowardly, faithful, gloomy, hopeless, impatient, lazy, logical, lonely, observant, quick, quiet, respectful, wise, strict, shy. So different ways how we would describe people. So our learning target for today is I will be able to recognize that characters are complex and that they have multiple character traits, some mattering more than others. So our plan for today is we're to continue our deep study of character and really think about how characters weigh more than others. So scholars, I have an example, and this is actually like a balance beam scale. Or it's actually called a bucket balance, if we want to get fancy with it. But really I want you to notice when we're looking at this is that at this moment it's pretty even with each other. You're not going to see a lot of movement between the balance bucket, and it should be pretty much, I'm going to move it just a little bit just to be a little bit more forward. But I really want us to think about character traits that we're seeing for Will in our story and what that might look like. And so when we're looking at this balance beam scale, let me kind of go like this a little bit. I want us to think about what is more important for the story. What really tells us about who Will is and why. Why do we think those character traits are more important? And so I'm going to do some read alouds, but I first want to pick out a couple of different character traits from our work earlier. So when I'm going back and thinking about different character traits, maybe one of the character traits I'm going to pick are determined, so maybe like determination. I'm going to try and kind of stick it on here. Let me see. There we go. And then the other trait I'm going to focus on is cleverness. And as I'm reading this text, I really want to think about how and where do I see this in my text that makes it really stand out? So hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. If not, just know this one is determination and this one is cleverness. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and start rereading and thinking about traits and which one is more significant in the text. I returned to the group every recess for 3 days. I stood, unnoticed, just outside the outer circle, waiting for my moment, for the one joke or wisecrack that would make me popular. I knew I only would get one chance to prove myself, and that if I failed, I would be sent back to the stables. And so, with the single-mindedness of a scientist, I listened to the jokes the other boys made, hoping to align my comic sensibility with theirs. Now and then I found myself on the verge of saying something, but every time I opened my mouth to speak, Mitch would launch into another routine, and my moment had passed. And I had to resign, yet to another day in the dark. I did not know that popularity had a lifespan, and that Mitch's was about to run out. So readers, as I'm thinking about this text that I just read, I'm thinking about determination and cleverness, and which one is more important, which one really stands out to Will. And first off, when I'm thinking about Will right here, and I'm thinking about his cleverness, he's waiting for his moment. He keeps thinking. He said he waited 3 days for recess, standing unnoticed, just outside the circle. He's taking in all of the information. He's like a scientist waiting for his moment to shine. And I think that says a lot about who Will is, for sure. The only thing I'm wondering, though, is that when I think about determination and his focus and how he waited for 3 days, standing outside, trying to collect all this information, waiting, being smart about what he was doing, I'm starting to believe that the cleverness was more important. And I know I just put a weight inside, but what I really want you to see is that determination is way down. It is the heavier character trait for Will. And I have some reasons as to why. So a couple of reasons is that he was standing outside a circle, he was taking in all the information, he was waiting for his moment, he was overplaying and hanging out with the Wills. He wasn't even playing, he didn't like even being with them. And so when we're thinking about that, I believe it outweighs the cleverness. Because yeah, he's waiting for his moment and he's pretty smart about how he does it, but at the end of the day, it circles back down to the determination that Will has and how he wants to be popular, how he's waiting for his moment. And so because of that, we're going to go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to show you how you're going to show your thought process today with the book that you are reading. And so I have an example right over here of the scale. And what I want to do and what I want to show you is how to fill it in, or one option on how to fill it in. So if I'm going to put a box right over here like this, and I'm going to type in determination, and I think I'm going to make this text white, so hopefully it can be seen. There we go. Nope, and then my computer decides to mess with me. So just like this, then I'm going to make it so it's nice and clear about what is the heavier, what is the more important reason. Just like this. And then the lighter option, not saying that this character trait isn't important because characters are complex and they do have big personalities, like normally not one character trait works for everyone because it can't, because we're human and we have complexities, and for some reason this isn't working. Okay, let's try again. So let's go ahead and put cleverness, because that was the other character trait that we're focusing on for today. Let's make it white so you can see it. And so what I want us to do today, readers, is to really think about two character traits that stand out in the text. I want us to submit a photo or image, or if you want to do an audio recording, whatever works for you to show your thought process, you can, on 2 character traits from the story that you are reading, about yourself. I want you to focus on a character. It could be The Hunger Games, it could be Moon Bear, totally up to you. And I want you to think about picking 2 character traits. Which one is more significant? In my example, determination was more significant. Determination was more significant. But cleverness, still a character trait for Will, wasn't as important, so it was lighter, so it got lifted up. But determination was the heavy, more significant one. So that's what I want us to think about. And if you would like, there is a graphic organizer to help you with your thought process if you need help explaining your work and why. Why is one character trait more significant than another? And I do have an example on Schoology of me filling out the graphic organizer, and it was just my example from today. So what character are you focusing on? Will, what story, popularity, which character trait was more significant, and that was determination. Which one was less significant, lighter, and that was cleverness. And so at the end, you can see I explain my work and my thought process by I believe that determination is more important character trait than cleverness because, well, he doesn't give up on being popular. He keeps coming back for that. He's waiting for his moment. And although cleverness does show, his determination is what keeps him wanting to be popular. So if you so choose and you need help with this assignment and need a little visual, you can for sure do that. Or if you just want to draw this image in your notebook, or if you want to kind of make it think back to the theory chart, you can as well. But think about how you want to show what you, your knowledge about the character and the story that you are reading, and be sure to let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a good day.